So the series is talking about the future of buildings, the built environment, climate and energy, and education.
One of the things that I'm going to be thinking about today is just this theme of resetting.
And everything nowadays about ecosystems. This forum is about ecosystems and building pathways to the future, both the private and public sector. More and more collaboration and partnerships are happening.
The DNA of RSI is having these forward-thinking, engaged conversations where we're convening thought leaders and thinking about the world that we want to see and a better future world. So what I'm interested in today is how can this confluence of disruptions be a catalyst for the change that we want to see.
As we think about the future of cities, the built environment, and buildings, I think what we need to look at as well is what's going right and what's going wrong right now.
Downtown, at the end of the day, what you need is vibrancy. And how do you create that? You bring people downtown. You create that balance again. If they're not coming to work 5 days a week, what do you have to do? You have to bring people to live more downtown.
But the reality is that we're dealing with a lot. Affordability challenges, labor challenges, leasing challenges in some markets and some assets. And on top of that, we need to decarbonize.
Everybody wants to do the green standard, everybody wants to do the affordable housing, everybody wants to do all these things, but the math needs to work. So how do we make the math work? And you need those kinds of offsets.
There are two things that I think should be taken into consideration. First, the change in the climate, the severe weather events are going to have an impact on, say, flood zones. You're going to have different pluvial and riverine types of flooding, storm surge, and stuff like that. The insurance companies are going to do their due diligence and they're going to come up with the zone. I can't tell you how many times I've been in meetings where client is saying, no, I'm flood zone this, and we're going, no, you're flood zone this, and that's a big change in the price.
We have prolonged everything to do with cars. Planning is all about cars. Everything is highways, everything is roads. Nothing is about necessarily the experience of a great city or life, right? We've impoverished ourselves.
It comes out of a mindset that is thinking strictly about how to monetize, how to make more money from our real estate assets. And I think that's the wrong idea. And I think that we have to change corporate culture, which is at the root of so many of the problems that we're facing today, to be quite honest, into thinking of the larger world, the community.
At Christmas, Lynn gave me the book on Elon Musk, which is quite fascinating. It's a great read. But here's an individual that has these big schemes. I need to get to Mars. I got to build a rocket ship. I need to save the planet, so I need to electrify. And I think what's quite telling in the book is they're putting aside the quarterly stock price drive, and they're going to a bigger goal. So I think the sustainability goal itself, if that's the North Star, then we rally around that.
Is I truly believe, and this is me being optimistic and hopeful for us and for next generation, that in 15 to 20 years, we're going to break down the barriers of I'm the landlord, you're the tenant, you're the investor, and we're going to come together and start to collaborate.
Our challenge is that we can't be looking at our buildings as components. It's a complete system. A lot of this isn't going to be coming from new operators, but the integration of technology, AI, machine learning, and those digital maps that are going to provide that performance that we need moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of the solutions we have, they exist to get us to where we want to go. It's a question of strategy. It's a question of prioritization, good design, good architecture.
Incentives.
And good incentives, good public policy. It all works together, and that's why the collaboration piece is very important.
The one thing I would add just to that very quickly is R&D. Right? We used to be a country based on it. Now we've wiped it all out, right? Most of the good IP in Canada, whether it's green tech or medical, they all leave Canada. We have to find a way to encourage people to stay, look into it, develop better product. We can do it, and we're not. And I think that's a really important thing, R&D.
What we're seeing is there is a requirement for a new skill set. to replace Boiler Bob in the lawn chair on the roof. And so what we're enabling in the marketplace, we have an educational program called NetAcad. We embed that in K-12, college, and universities. And people are coming out with skill sets specific to IT, and we're broadening it to bring in smart and sustainability into the program.
I think where we are is at a point in time where we need to be nimble, we need to change because the future is coming fast, like 2030. 2030 is in a second.
Technology is so fast. How do we take all this, learn about this, and say, what's the new normal? Anna talked about it, Aiden talked about it. We have to, it's balance. We have to understand this new reality. What is it? And the new reality or new normal isn't the same here as it might be in some other country. So think local, but think global in terms of what we connect with.
I think what we have to do as a society is sit back and really think, what are the priorities? How do you build a better place to live? Sharing is good. Alienation, isolation, and the car is not necessarily good.